Hey guys, we had a great interview with Dexter McCluster. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on our post notifications, like the video, and leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing, any content you would like to hear, and anything we can improve on.
Also, make sure that you check out our Twitter, Titans_time. Check out our Instagram, Titans Time Podcast. And check out our podcast in general. It can be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, really whatever podcast platform that you want to check it out on. It's the Titans Time Podcast. And check out our website, titanstimepodcast.com. We have articles on there all the time. I think that you'll enjoy them. Welcome back to another episode of Titans Time. I'm your host, Tanner Staggs. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Tyler Staggs. We have got a guest with us today, former Pro Bowler, and he's a 7-year NFL player. He spent 2 of those years with our Tennessee Titans. He was voted first team All-Pro as a punt returner by Pro Football Writers and the CEO of McCluster Fit. And that's Dexter McCluster. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank y'all for having me. How y'all doing today?
Yes, sir. Doing great. Thank you for coming on. I mean, you really don't know how much it means to us. We really, really appreciate it. And just, it's great. Thank you.
Anytime, man. No problem. Anytime.
Tyler, you doing good today as well?
I am glad to have Dexter on with us, and excited to get into this interview and learn more about you and your playing time, and also McCluster Fit, and what all you got going on with that.
Right. We can dive on into anything. Like I said, thank you guys again, man. But God's been really blessing me these days, man. Things are good. I'm healthy. My wife is just as beautiful as the first day I met her. We have 4 daughters, man. I'm living the life in Nashville, so I'm enjoying Nashville most definitely. I'm enjoying Nashville.
That's good.
That's great. Definitely glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, I want to know what your thoughts are on just kind of what's going on right now with the NFL and just like the things that they have going on for this upcoming season, because it's something that we have never really seen before. They're going to have like daily testing for players, and there's no preseason games. What do you, for players that are really like on the bubble or maybe struggling to make a team, what does that have as what kind of effect does that have on them?
Yeah, it's tough. As we're living in tough times right now with the COVID and everything. So life in general, is not the same. We're outside of our norm, So as far as how the NFL is conducting it, players, we want to play. We want to be competitive, but at the end of the day, as players, we still have families to take care of. So on that aspect, I hope they, find a way to kind of, see eye to eye in that aspect. But like you said, with the guys that, are coming in trying to fight for that spot, maybe the undrafted guys that, didn't get drafted and really, may not have that much film, so it's going to take away, from those guys like that, the guys that are on the bubble that really need to go out there and grind it. And, coaches need to see that, so it's going to be different, so I would say to those guys, man, just stay encouraged, stay the course. You might not have the opportunity, but when the opportunity does come, make sure you're not denied, so always be ready in that aspect of it. So again, man, it's different, I'm glad to be retired right now. Now I can relax a little bit, kick back, and I don't have to worry about that part of it. But, it's going to be tough for those guys, man. But, if they stay the course, stay focused, and I think it'll be okay. In the preseason games, guys, I've been in the locker room around a lot of guys, and, sometimes we really don't want to play those preseason games, because that's another opportunity for us to go out, to show what we can do. But then again, we, run into the risk of getting hurt, before the season even starts, So it's some positives and some negatives. So I'm just kind of interested to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely. And I mean, like you said, safety is a top priority, and I would love to see football, but keeping everybody safe is definitely always the number one thing. And another thing that you mentioned, some of these veterans, they might actually be glad to have some of these or all of these preseason games canceled, because it's along with COVID, it's another opportunity for them to go out and potentially get injured, which would be a terrible
Right.
thing to happen.
It right. It's a long season, man. Like you said, some of the older guys that's been through the wear and tear of year by year by year. Going out there and pounding. And some of those guys, I wouldn't say are comfortable, but they're at a point now to where the proof is in the pudding. They know what I'm capable of, so I don't necessarily have to go out there and do that. So I know those guys, are really kind of thinking on it at that point as well. So I don't know. Like I said, I'll see how it figures out, man. I'll be right here with you when they announce it.
Oh yeah, man. That's something that me
Yeah.
and Tanner have talked about, a lot, how, we're hoping that they can have the season and everything
Right.
just from the fan perspective. But at the same time, like you mentioned, a lot of these players have families, and you want the
Yes.
best for these players and for their family to keep them safe.
Right.
And, me and Tanner have talked a lot about the undrafted free agents and the guys that are having to scratch and claw,
Yes.
to make the team. And, I understand why the preseason was canceled, but, like you said, that's just some opportunities that's taken away from those
Right.
guys to, maybe not necessarily make the team that they're on right now,
Mm-hmm.
but to even get tape out there for other teams to see.
Exactly. That's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be tough. But again, I can tell those guys, man, just stay ready, be encouraged. It might not go the way you want it now, man, but just stay that course, and when that opportunity comes, man, you make sure that you do everything you have to do, whether it's extra film study, whether it's staying late, whether it's talking to that veteran that's been in the locker room, for those years. Hey, man, how do you take care of your body? Just the ins and out of just being successful and being a pro. So again, it's going to be tough, man, but those guys are competitors at heart. You have to play this game. You can't play this game and not be a competitor. So those guys are still going to take whatever opportunity they get and just show what they got when its time is right.
Right. And kind of keeping on that same page a little bit, what advice or what would you say to rookies coming into the NFL, this season, which obviously with COVID and everything,
Right.
that's completely changed even everything for the start of the season for them. So what advice would you give them?
I guess the same thing I was just saying before, kind of to piggyback off that, again, this is a dream come true. This is something that, you've been dreaming about since you were, a little kid, and now you still have that opportunity. So I would tell them to not lose that hunger. It's going to be curveballs in life and in the game in general. You're going to be hit with adversity. So it's how you respond, so those guys just have to be pros really fast, because they're not going to have the luxuries to, go in a place and learn. It's when you get there, take what you get and let's make it happen, So I would just say, stay the course, stay hungry, and just take whatever, comes your way, the best that you can.
That's one thing that Nate Washington, he went on Titans Brawl the other day, and I heard him say sometimes when rookies get into the NFL, they're like, well, hey, I've made it, and they can kind of get complacent sometimes.
Get lax.
And
Right.
And he was talking about A.J. Brown and how he's just kept that hunger, and that's kind of what helped him to excel.
Ole Miss, hotty toddy, shout out. My bad, I didn't mean to interrupt. I had to shout.
Oh, no, you're good. But I mean, that's kind of what allowed him to excel in his rookie season, and hopefully continue to do so. I mean, we'll see, but hopefully he continues to do good things.
I think it will, man. And not because I know him and not because we went to the same school, but just some of the guys that's on the Titans, the veterans that they do have, man. They got some good guys in the locker room, so he's gonna see firsthand. Especially with Mike Vrabel. I played with Mike Vrabel for a season in Kansas City. We were teammates, right? So I've seen the how he approached the game. I see how he prepares for the game, and he's a pro's pro. So A.J. Brown shouldn't have a problem going in, because that's what they do around there. They work hard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I want to give you a chance to talk about McCluster Fit, and just tell us about your company and where people can find it and purchase your products, all that.
All right, well, yeah. So McCluster Fit, after recently retiring, 7 years in the NFL, then going on to play in the CFL and the NAL to cap off my career. I've been around a lot of people, and I've always been a guy. You probably ask any one of my teammates or coaches, the way I approached the game, and I gave it 110%. Whatever I had to do, whether it was mentally or physically, I wanted to make sure I got the job done. So, when I retired, I was like, hey, man, what do I do now? Yeah, I'm home. I have more time with my family, my kids. I'm loving that aspect of it, but I'm a competitor. I'm a grinder. I got to have some structure. So I just started, working out, keeping myself in shape and kind of hashtagging McCluster Fit. And I started getting a lot of people, commenting, asking, hey, are you a trainer now? Or how much do you charge to train? I was like, no, man, I'm just kind of working out to keep myself, in shape and feeling good about myself. And I got home and I told the wife, I said, hey, man, I don't know, man, I might have something. I might need to tap in, right? So I went and studied, got certified, took the test. And, this will be 7 months now I've been doing it. So my McCluster Fit brand, I started right in my nephew's apartment gym. And now, from 1 to 2 people, I have 20 plus clients now. And they're not all athletes, right? So I have my athletes, but I have the everyday person that, wants to be in shape, that wants to feel good, that needs that extra light, throughout their day or in their life in general, and I pride myself on being that light, so I have, from ages 8 all the way up to 55, my client age range. And man, I mean, like I said, the McCluster Fit is a new brand for me. My plan is to one day open up a gym in the near future, but with this COVID deal, kind of slow things down, but it's a blessing in disguise. So I'm still learning. I'm still, just trying to pour this same energy, do everything I've done as a professional player and translate that over into this new world of mine, and that's that training. So on Instagram, you can find me at McCluster Fit. My regular page is, Dexter McCluster. Working on the website, working on the logo right now. But if you want some entertainment, you want some like real life situation type of things, man, my life is, wide open, man. And so I want to share as much as I can because, like I said, I feel like, I've been blessed to, be that light on every team that I was at, needing that spark, in a game, or whether it's needing to smile, needing something to laugh about, you know what I mean? So I've always been that guy. So McCluster Fit, that's my new baby. So I hope y'all trust me. Y'all come, inquire about it. Come check me out if y'all like it. I'm your guy.
Well, that's definitely, I think it's a great thing you're doing, especially working with non-athletes, because it's definitely important even outside of athletics to keep yourself in shape and take good care of yourself just so that you feel better and, you're happier on a daily basis.
Right. And it's just that vibe, man, just positive vibes. You wake up, you start your day off positive, man. Just your day will kind of fall into place after that, man. But like you said, man, it's a lifestyle. Every single day, man, you want to live the best life that life that you can and as long as you can. So why not invest in yourself,
So for those of you listening, if you're wanting to invest in yourself and invest in happiness, make sure that you check out McCluster Fit and see if he can help
Please
you
do.
out.
Yeah, I most definitely will.
You kind of already mentioned this a little bit. I was going to ask you, like, what is your end goal for McCluster Fit? Is the gym the end goal, or are you hoping to make it bigger than that? What's your vision?
Honestly, man, my vision, every single day my vision changes, because I'm never satisfied. I wanted to start training. I did that. I wanted to build my clientele. I did that. I want to get my gym. That's that big goal, having a place, with my McCluster Fit brand on there, and I can walk in and, hey, this is mine, not from anything I've done in the NFL, but because of who I am, the type of person I am, the character I have, and just that go-getter mindset, just that motivate, that inspire, you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking all that and putting it into that. So, hey, if I get that gym, well, when that gym opens, that'll be it. But I'm pretty sure once I get that gym, I'm going to think bigger. So we shall see. I would definitely answer. I don't want to sound cliche, but the sky's the limit, man. I'm a go-getter no matter what, man. I've always, since a young guy, always had to, go over and beyond, and it stuck with me. So when I wake up in the morning, I find my motivation and I go get it.
That's the only way to be.
Yes, sir.
Getting some Titans memorabilia at a discounted price from our trusted site is a win-win, right?
We'll make it a win-win-win by going to titanstimepodcast.com/fanatics and shopping through our Fanatics link to support the podcast and get your favorite piece of Titans memorabilia at a discounted price. Kind of going back to your NFL career and looking back on your rookie season, what is one thing looking back now that you wished you had known coming into your rookie year in the NFL?
Let's see. One thing I wish I would have known.
Yes. It kind of, if you could go back and tell yourself something, or
right. Tell me. Right. that it's not forever. It's going to end one day. So in every situation, every opportunity you get, every game that you play, just consider it a blessing, man, because one day it's going to be over. When you're young, you're coming in, you feel like, hey, I made it. It's going to be forever, but one day it's going to end. So enjoy it now. Put everything you have into what you're doing right now, whether it's mentally, physically, getting your body prepared every single day, taking care of the body, doing the little things early. So towards the end, you can have a great career, man, finish up and still be healthy and be able to live out your life, because football is really only a small portion of your life, especially professionally, So, I mean, 7-10 years go by, then boom, you have the rest of your life, So again, man, I wish I would have took a little bit more care of my body, but I'm still in pretty good shape. I'm still moving around. I can still get out there and I can still get out there and give them the business now. I still got it, but right now I'm definitely satisfied, because I know I gave everything that Dexter McCluster had when I played football, So I can look back and I'm satisfied at that. So I'm all good,
I was about to say, you look like you could still get out there and play right now. So.
Oh yes, sweet feet. I think I don't know, it might be something in the water in Florida, because us Florida boys, it take a while for us to lose it. I mean, you just see, you see what's his name, man, Ocho Cinco, man. He still got them feet, man. So it's something in the water. I want to be about 50 years old, still out there cutting the rug.
There you go. Did you have a guy, whether it be in college or even when you got into the NFL, that kind of took you under their wing or was a mentor to you or anything like that?
Yeah. Not really more so in college, but when I got to the pros, Dwayne Bowe, we still, he goes by Money Bowe now, he's an athlete turned rapper now, but he the first day I walked in, I'm nervous. I'm in the locker room, don't really know what to do. So I'm just kind of tight a little bit, and he called me over to the locker. He said, hey, you McCluster, right? I said, yeah. He was like, you know what, man, from now on, you with me. So he kind of took me under his wing. And at that point, I'm like, damn, I looked at him as a brother, you know what I mean? Like, wow, this is my older brother, my big brother. He's taking me in, he's showing me the ropes, and just to see that the success he's had, and he did it his way, no matter what. Every single day, every single game, every single opportunity he had, he did it his way, man. So I looked at that as motivation. Like, man, you know what, man? I can still be me and still go out here and light these people up, So it was him that kind of took me under his wing, man, and just showed me, hey, man, look, I'm going to show you the way. Just follow it. And I did that.
I think that guys like that are important to, like, you definitely on a team, you need several guys like that in the locker room, especially when the rookies come in to just kind of show them the ropes and just make them feel a little less nervous,
Right. And of course, they're gonna give you, they're gonna bust your balls a little bit when you get there, man. But I mean, it's cool. But honestly though, I didn't get the major ball busting when I got in. I'm not sure what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was my aura. Maybe it was that when I go out there, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna go out there and we're gonna compete every single time. But I don't know. I kind of earned the guys' respect, real early. So I never really got, when they have the rookie stand up and sing a song, whatever. Like I'm not shy, so I get up and do it. So they stopped asking me after a while because they were like, "Oh, nah, you good, because this is what you do. You love to do this. You sit down." So I kind of snuck away from the rookie torture. You know what I mean? But it is good to have those guys in the locker room that kind of make things a little bit more easier, for the guys, coming in, because at the end of the day, you guys are going to be fighting together to win games. So you want to make sure that he's caught up to speed and he's comfortable and he's ready to give his all, every single game.
Yeah. And if you're kind of easy going with everything and, I mean, they might kind of, give up on it a little bit, you're kind of hard to mess with a little bit.
Right. I'm like, yeah, you want me again? Sure. All right, cool. Y'all ready? Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? That's always been me, man. I'm a go-getter. You feel me?
You were just a really good kick returner in your time. I mean, I was watching the other day, I was watching some of your highlights and just watching some of your kick returns, your punt returns. I feel like you were extremely underrated. And I just want to know, does it feel better in a way to score like a kick or punt return touchdown than just a regular rushing or receiving touchdown? Or is it on a different level?
I'll answer that question first. Honestly, I think I enjoy the punt return touchdowns a little more than just, the average run or the catch touchdown. I say that because, it's an adrenaline rush. You have to have courage to be back there. A lot of people are like, man, you're crazy to be back there. You got guys coming full speed, trying to take your head off. But I told my guys, man, look, I trust you. And 9 times out of 10, I told them like 10 times out of 10, I'm catching the ball. I'm not fair catching. So y'all block, we're going to score this touchdown, But it's just that adrenaline rush of the unknown. You catch it, you make the move, and in split seconds, you have to react, So I love that. So it's nothing like, scoring a punt return touchdown or a kick return touchdown. And to go back to what you said before, I definitely, I've definitely been underrated, my whole career. A lot of times I'm like, I didn't really understand it. I'm like, wow, I beat the odds. Every time he said I couldn't do it, I did it at a high level. A lot of things that people don't see on the field, even at practice, whatever it may be. Like I said, I'm that light, I can bring out the best in a lot of people around me. And I get a joy in doing that, so just the behind the scenes stuff like that, that they don't see, I definitely was underrated, but that's what made me who I am. You know what I mean? Like even today in life, I'm always, that underdog. Always, well, he did it, but I don't believe he can do it again. Stuff like that. So I think, going through that adversity and always been underrated and always having to, show myself week in, week out, no matter what I did, no matter what kind of stats I put up, I still was the guy. He's too small, but he ran that punt return last week, but I don't know if he's gonna. So it's always that doubt, So I think, carried on into my adult life, man, the way I parent, the way I, approach my marriage, the way I just approach, people in general in life, man. Like I'm an open book, man. Like I really appreciate life and I'm really living in my purpose. I thought football was my purpose, but like right now when I wake up, I'm not going to a job, man. I'm doing what I love to do, man. And it's a blessing, man. So I'm happy where I am, man. So that underdog mentality has built and molded the man that you see right now.
And
for sure.
Having people coming at you on a punt return, a lot of the times, even if they did get back there to you, they weren't touching you. I mean, there was just
10 times out of 10, that first guy, he would always miss. Every single time, he always missed. Maybe 1 or 2 times in my career, that first guy made a tackle. That's because I didn't fair catch. He was right in front of me. But almost 10 times out of 10, that first guy, he never makes a tackle. He always missed.
I remember. I think I want to say it was when you were still on the Chiefs. There was an 89, and you may not remember this. There's an 89, I believe, yard punt return, and
that was
Chargers.
That was with the Chiefs. It was the 94 was with the Chargers. The 80 something was against the Giants.
Yeah, it was against the Giants. And
yes, the Giants.
It was just like, that's one of my favorite plays to watch of you, because it's just like there's so many guys that you're making miss, just one after another, just boom, 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 and you're like,
yeah. And it's crazy. It's crazy because like that game right there. So after the game was over with, I made that touchdown. The game's over. All the reporters are coming to the locker room like, man, tell us about that punt return. What were you thinking? And they were like, what made you spin? And I'm like, spin? I didn't remember spinning at all during that whole thing, because I was in some kind of zone to where it was like my body was just reacting, So when I went back inside, I'm like, damn, I did spin, right? But just when I caught it, man, it's so many things that happened during that play. But again, I couldn't have done all that without the blockers, man. Like that year when I went to the Pro Bowl, I mean, they had my full trust, and they knew that I was going to catch the ball no matter what. So they knew if they blocked their man, something big is going to happen. So we had that, that respect, that the unknown, but we kind of knew that, we're probably the best out here, so we're gonna make them pay every single time. But that punt return right there, that's probably gonna go down as one of my best punt returns that of my career, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like Tanner said, I went back and was watching some of your highlights and seeing the punt returns. And, it kind of works out in your favor, or at least while you were still playing, to be an underdog, because there's a lot of these returners that, the coach will tell the punter, do not punt it to him. Punt it out of bounds as far as you can. And, you being underrated or that underdog, they just kept punting you the ball. And even if you didn't,
yes, sir.
Even if you didn't take it for a touchdown, a lot of the times you were taking it back for a lot of yards.
Right.
So
And and honestly, I think the coach probably was telling them not to punt it to me, but again, that year I think I had like 50 something punt returns, and I only fair caught it like maybe 10 times that year. So I don't care where they punted it. If they kept it in bounds, I was always going to get it. So I mean, the coach probably told him to kick it away, but when they kicked it away, I was still going to get it.
It takes a guy like that to be a great punt returner.
Yeah, courageous, man. It's some, I won't say no names, but it's some guys that sit back because I actually watch that, because that's something that I pride myself on, being good at. And some guys back there, you can just tell they're just terrified. They just hoping to catch the ball, and that's it. Just catch the ball, and if I find a space, it's cool. But if it's traffic, I don't really see that dog really come out of that mentality. Like, you know what? I know the guys that want to be back there, and I know the guys that don't. And the guys that don't, that's when you get the guys that drop of a lot. They muff it because they're not trusting themselves, or they're not trusting their special teams unit. But like I said, I trusted my guys, and I knew every time I'm looking up, I knew they were doing their job. So I knew I was good.
You can't be that guy that's scared, because you can just end up costing your team, obviously, by muffing it or dropping it. And after your defense has stopped the opposing offense, it's probably a little irritating.
Momentum swing. Momentum swing. Exactly. So, yeah.
And, it wasn't just like the punt returns too. In those highlights, I was seeing some of the times where you would
running back,
line up
receiver.
at wide receiver. Yeah.
Right.
And man, there were some of those catches. You would go up and you would go up and catch the ball, and I mean get drilled right as you called it, and still hang on to it. And there's some receivers in the league even right now that if they take that hit whenever they're trying to catch it, they're not going to come down with the ball. But you had those hands, man.
Yeah, the hands. I had all the ability to do it, just an athlete overall. But that would have been nothing if I didn't have that courage. If I didn't have that, because you can't. There's no way you can play the game of football and be scared. It's a contact sport. Injuries are gonna happen. You're getting hit every single play. So if I'm gonna get hit, I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be worthwhile. I'm gonna come down with this ball, and I'm gonna get up, shrug it off, throw a little first down, do a little something, let them know, hey, it's okay. I'm cool. I expected that. You gave me that, but I got the ball. First down. Let's keep moving. You know what I mean? So that's what separates a lot of people, because some of those guys go across the middle, and it's either them or the ball, and now a lot of the time they want to protect themselves. But man, if I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna give this game my all, no matter what. You can't play the game scared. I'm gonna go full speed. I'm gonna get hit, but I'm gonna get up if I can. So I mean, at the end of the day, if I can't get up, it is what it is. It's football. But if I can get up, I'm getting up, and let's move on, because I knew this is the game I signed up for. I knew this game I love. So, I mean, why play scared,
Right. Yeah, like you said, you're going to get hit, so you might as well make it worthwhile.
Might as well
and
make it
come
worthwhile.
down with the ball.
Yeah.
And it's even more impressive because, nowadays you can't quite hit a receiver like you could back when you played, and which is probably good for safety reasons. I definitely
understand that. Yeah.
But I mean, back when you were playing, especially like in your first couple of years,
that was a real
defenders could really lay it down on some of the receivers.
Yeah,
I mean anybody in general.
Even with the hits and all that, that was definitely something big. But let alone the training camp. So like when I first got into the league, man, they were still doing the true tour days. We have practice full go in the morning. We have practice full go at night, to where like you're banging all day. You're tired. Like you're losing so much weight. You're a crash dummy every single day. So I've witnessed the true tour days. And now, with the new collective bargaining that happened like right after that season, I believe 2011, 12, something like that. But when they did that, they went to, has to have a walkthrough, and then in the morning or in the afternoon, or practice in the afternoon. So it couldn't be 2 full-out practices. It had to be a walkthrough. So I like that better. I love that better, especially as a player, and then safety issues and just preserving the body. But, a lot of those guys should be thankful, man, because, when it was true tour days, it was the real deal. It really made a lot of guys. It made some guys quit. I've seen guys like literally say football is not for me and left during that training camp.
Wow.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's a game. It takes sacrifice, man. A lot of people see us on Sundays or Monday nights or Thursday night footballs, and that's the fun part of it, but they don't see, behind the scenes, man. It's a real deal sacrifice every single day. When you wake up, you sleep, you breathe, you bleed football, no matter what. So, let alone being away from your family. So it's a sacrifice, man. So it's a lot of people. So the people that's out there right now, I gotta say it. That's like, what? They get paid so much money. I don't know why they complain or this and that. Listen, we're underpaid, to be honest. A lot of the guys that really go out there and sacrifice the bodies, that that bring the money in. We're the guys that's out there sacrificing. So honestly, if you want to be real, it's guys out here getting underpaid. Because at the end of the day, without us, it's no football.
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You feel me? He can adopt me right now. Yeah, man. Yeah. Big congratulations to him too, man. Kansas City Chiefs, man. I got a lot of love for the city, man. And, they gave me a lot of love. So with Pat Mahomes, Big Red, Andy Reid, man, thank y'all again, man, for trusting and believing in you guys, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, huge congratulations. I mean, he reset contracts in the NFL pretty much.
Yeah. He reset the whole. He did a whole 360. It got everybody in the world shook, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see, later how can they match that, because that's a hell of a deal, man.
Oh yeah, it is. When me and Tanner first seen it, we were like, is this real? I mean, not just the money, but also
how many years,
it
right?
was.
That's kind of unheard of, right? Yeah,
like,
but
it was crazy.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure, I didn't read the whole thing about it, but I'm pretty sure, yes, it's a lot of years, but I'm pretty sure he's accumulating a lot of money. No matter, he has a lot of things in there, the small print that, if this happens, this is still. So it's a lot to it, man. So
right.
Speaking of contracts, man, shout out to Derrick Henry, my guy, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
another one, man. Yes, sir, man. Congrats to my guy, man.
I was actually going to ask you about that because I know you wore number 22. I believe, I know it was with the Chiefs, and I think the Titans as well.
Yeah, my whole career until my last few years of I
was thinking so. I mean, what are your thoughts on Derrick Henry? Do you think he can keep producing like he was at the end of last season, or because I know a lot of people are like, well, besides Titans fans, they're like, well, he's pretty good, but I don't know if he can keep this up, with his workload and everything. But at the same time, he's built different.
He's different. He's different. Exactly. And look, the thing about it, if me 5'8" and 165 pounds soaking wet can do it, all right, he's okay. He has no problem, right? And that's my guy. I've known him before this. So we've always been keeping in touch. Even now, he gave me tickets to the game last year when the Titans played the Chiefs. So we keep in touch, man. But I mean, he's a guy, man. The team moves as he moves. If he's running and keep moving how he's moving, and they keep feeding, man, they're pretty much unstoppable, man. And like you said, he's different, man. He's big, he's tall, he's physical, and he's fast. All that in one big guy. So I mean, it's well deserved. And the Titans, they really stumbled upon a diamond in the rough with him. Started off a little slow for beginning of the year, coming in. I think he kind of underestimated how big he really was when he came into the NFL. And I think now he understands that it's nobody in this league that can tackle me. And he has that mindset. And that's how he runs, So I think he's going to continue to do this for years and years and years, man. If he stays the course and just stays focused, man, and keep his nose clean, the Titans have a hell of a running back, man.
We were glad to see him get paid.
We're glad to have him,
Yeah, man, he deserves it, man. Hey, I don't think that's it, man. I'm just saying, I don't think that's it. I think so in some years to come, he's gonna double down on that, man. Mark my words.
I sure hope so. For me, like watching a team pass the ball a lot is fun to watch, but there's something about watching a guy get it in the backfield and his blockers just do all the right things, and then and just completely take advantage of it, just like that, and boom, game changing.
Yeah, because it kind of really shows. Yeah, it kind of really shows on a run play. It kind of shows, the importance of every single player on the team, So as opposed to, drop back, passing the ball, everybody's focused on the quarterback, maybe the blocking up front, maybe, and whoever caught the ball, that's the more important. Who threw it, who caught it.
Yep.
But that running back, get the ball in the hand. Who blocked who? Oh, he did this. He came off, got this guy. So it kind of shows the art, why we put so much time into practice and film study, because it shows how important every single person is to the success of a play. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I kind of thought it was funny last year, and this is one moment we've talked about quite a bit. You talking about Derrick Henry realizing, talking about him realizing how big he was and that no one out there could tackle him.
Right.
And then you go back to the playoffs when right after the Patriots game, whenever it was going to be Titans versus the Ravens, and Earl Thomas saying, well, the Patriots were just scared to tackle him. and then he finally gets his
Excuse me,
chance.
sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
excuse me, sir. Get out of my way. I got moved. Yeah, exactly.
he turns into his lead blocker, and
Right.
I mean, is there really any way for him to necessarily come back from that whenever you? And why would you add more fuel to the fire of a guy
Right.
who's that much bigger than you and running that hard?
Because I honestly, Earl Thomas. I'm sorry, I was about to say him. He's a great player, physical, high energy guy. So as a competitor, I think he really believed that. You know,
Yeah.
he really, like, as a competitor, he believed that, you know what, those guys are scared to tackle. I'm not. But he must have forgot to bring his lunch that day, man. Because hey, at the end of the day, man, that's a big man coming at you. So if you're gonna come, you can't come lacking like that. You got to come with everything that you got, at least stand behind, what you said. You know what I mean?
Right.
But again, not taking anything away from him. He's a hell of a player, a great guy. Played against him, competed against him. But again, if you're gonna talk that talk, you gotta walk that walk. And that day, he kind of disappointed a little bit.
I think sometimes guys might actually forget how big and strong Derrick Henry actually is.
Yeah, most definitely. But again, like I said, I think he believed it. But I think next time he'll pack his lunch.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah.
I think Derrick Henry's bringing a little bit more this year. I've been watching some of the workouts he's been doing.
Yes,
I think he's bigger and stronger than last year.
Exactly. Yeah, and I saw some. I've been watching the same thing. I'm like, he's an animal, man. Every time I see him, I'm hitting him like, hey, I see you, but I see you. You feel me? So, in that aspect of it, he's a monster. So somebody was like, well, he's getting too big. He's gonna slow down. I said, listen, man, the man is different. Let him do what he do, and y'all just sit back and watch the show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, he has that man. You can tell he has that mentality now. Especially after coming off a year that he had last year, man. He's ready. He knows what he's capable of. So now it's time to keep stacking and stacking and stacking. So I think he has that hunger right now, and I think it's going to be hard to stop when you got a guy that big and a guy that fierce and a guy that fast. When he believes in himself, every single play that you have nothing on me, it's going to be a long game for whoever's tackling.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jumping back to your career, if someone were to just start watching the NFL and want to look back at your career, some of your highlights and everything, is there one moment that you would want them to know or really see? Would it be that punt return that you took for, I think you said 84 yards? Or what one moment would you really want them to see to kind of see?
If they had just started watching the NFL, say last year, and maybe not back when you were still in the league.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I wanted them to go back and see what the real deal was, I would have to say, my first NFL game. I had just turned 21, a month before, so I was a baby, and playing on a Monday night football platform is nothing like it. Like, everybody in the world saw it, and I was able to go out there and return a punt for 94 yards for a touchdown. And at that time, I broke the franchise record, and I had that record for a few years before Tyreek came. And I think he beat it by 1 yard, a few years later. But, I would tell him to go see that. And if you ask me why, it'll just be simply like, I've always been the underdog. I'm small. I've never been the biggest guy out there. But let me show you what, that don't quit attitude, that let it go on one ear, not the other. Believe in yourself, that chip on your shoulder attitude. If you want to see that real deal dog and, somebody that's fearless, go and watch that. And, the rest is history, man, literally.
And I mean, there's definitely no shortage of stuff out there. If somebody had to go back and see just how great you really were, how hard you were to stop, especially on the punt returns and stuff.
Yeah, man, come enjoy some of my world, man. Just come enjoy some of Dexter McCluster, man. I promise you won't regret it.
I want to know, do you have any regrets from your career?
Any regrets? As far as on the football field, I have no regrets. Off the field, I do. You got to live and you learn. And like I said, when I got to the league, I was 20 years old, and being 20 years old, fresh out of college, and being handed, X amount of money, I wish I would have not clubbed as much early and, kind of saved a little bit, but you live and you learn. I'm 20 years old. I'm gonna go out and party. I'm gonna go out and, treat everybody. One thing, okay, I'll take that back. One thing I want to say is, listen, You don't always have to be the life of the party for the rookies that's getting these new contracts and going out. You don't have to always pay for every single thing, everybody that's around you. Hey, you got to where you are by being you. It's okay here and there to treat or do what you want to do, but at the end of the day, you don't have to go and take care of everybody's bill, man. See who can stand on their own, and that's when you really find your true friends, man.
And that kind of goes back to like what you said earlier about it don't last forever, because
Right.
you never know when might be that last contract.
Right. And I thank God, with maturity, so me and my wife been together 14 years, been married 5. So we've been together through everything, so I got her on my side when I feel like I'm going astray. She brings me back in, and where I am now, I'll be 32 next month. Where I am now, man, I think totally different now. It's really not about me. It's about my family. So everything that I do, I have to make sure I do it the right way, because I have a family. I have 4 daughters. I have a wife. I have people depending on me. So when I go out now, if I feel like it, yeah, hey, you know what? Drinks on me. But when I go now, hey, if I don't feel like it, hey, this going to be separate, woo, because I know now that if you're a true friend, you're not just sitting here, what can you do for me?
Yep.
Taking handouts. You're standing on your own, and hey, you know what, Dex? I got it this time. That's what I want to hear. So if you, like, again, to the guys that's coming to the league, you don't have to pay for every single thing all the time. Save your money, do what you got to do, and when you're done and retired, you can relax. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm relaxing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if you've got if you've got people around you that are kind of expecting that from you, maybe they've got the wrong mindset,
Right. And I wish I would have learned earlier, but again, you got to live and you learn. My wife's been telling me, my parents have told me plenty of times, hey, Dex, I don't know about this guy, that guy. So, and I guess I was so blinded because I was just in that atmosphere. I was able to do whatever I wanted to do, just go pay for whatever I wanted to pay for. So I was kind of lost in the sauce, so to speak, but now that I take a step back, I'm a little older now. It's like, okay, now I can tell this guy, hey, it's good to have fun. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have good. You're going to have bad. But at the end of the day, man, take care of yourself and take care of your future, man, because at the end of the day, it's not forever. It can be 1 year. You can have a great year 1 year, and the next year, something tragic happens, and now your career is over. So have that mindset, man, and attack everything that you do like it's your last, because literally it could be your last. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
From your time with the Titans, if you could talk about that some, because that was a rough couple years. 2014, they went to, y'all went 2-14, then 2015, 3-13. But do you have a person that was with the organization or playing on the team then, or a favorite thing from your time with the Titans?
Yeah, man, I enjoyed my time here in Tennessee. And again, as you see, I'm still here after, leaving the Titans. I've been here for 6 years now in Tennessee.
Great place to be.
It is, man. This is home for me and my family. This is where I raise my kids until they're out of my house. And then I might move on the beach on a lake house or something after that when I get a little older in age, upper in age. But back to the question. I'm sorry, I went left. What was the question again? I apologize.
Oh, you're good. Just your favorite thing or favorite person from your time with the Titans.
Yeah. So honestly, he was only there, I think, a year with me. But Leon Washington, and Jackie Battle. I don't know if you remember Jackie Battle, running back as well. Yeah. We played together. Yeah, we played together with the Chiefs as well. But having those guys around, man, they were like true pros, man. They were just good guys in general, man. They were guys that, came motivated all the time, that, lifted you up spiritually, whatever it may be. They were always there. You knew that you can go to them for anything. So those guys kind of, made it real easy for me coming here. But again, man, just, the organization, it was fun here, man. I had Coach Romeo Cornell when he came in. He was another guy that he was a great guy at heart. Just had nothing but high things to say about him. So my time here, man, I enjoyed it. I wish I would have been able to finish that last year of my contract here, man. But again, man, life just chose different for me. But again, my time here, I guess for moments I really don't, man. But coming in here is just the atmosphere, whether it's just the country aspect of it, just the whole Nashville experience has been good for me, man. So I enjoyed every moment I played for them, man, and I enjoy every moment that I don't, and I sit back and I still root for them. So it's just fun, especially being on the other end of the spectrum now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to know, like, are you pretty selective about the guys from your NFL career that you still talk to today? Or there are a lot of guys that you really stay in touch with quite a bit?
Yeah, I stay in touch with a lot of the guys, man. Yeah, whether they were starters or not, whether they're practice squad, it's a lot of guys that I keep in touch with. But it's truly a brotherhood, man. So again, like when you're in this, in this elite world with the some of the best of the best, you become brothers over the time that you spend, because you see each other every single day. You probably know more about him than you know about your cousins back home, because you spend that much time with those guys. So just that camaraderie aspect of it all, man, that's one thing I can say. I definitely miss that part of it, man. Just being in the locker room, being around the guys, because you form, lifetime, friends, forever, So again, a lot of the guys, teams I played for, we still keep in touch to this day, man. So it's definitely a positive. It's almost like a big fraternity, man. Whether you're playing or not, we all keep in touch because we all have, the same interests.
Oh yeah. Another question I have for you, whether it be during practice on any of the teams you were on or just in an actual game, who would you say is like the hardest hitter that you've ever went up against? Because like I said, I've seen some of those times where you went up and caught the ball and took an absolute shot.
Right. I guess I'll tell you two quick stories, and I maybe if I can find a picture, I think it's up there. It'll verify my story. But the hardest I've been hit in my career was my rookie year, in my first playoff game ever. It was in Arrowhead. It was freezing cold. It was like 6 or 7 degrees, something like that. It was freezing cold, So me being a Florida boy, I'm definitely not used to that cold. So it was a tough game for me, right? And so Ed Reed, we were playing the Ravens. So Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all the guys that I grew up watching, the guys I'm like, man, these guys are monsters, right? So I'm out there, like I said, 21 years old. Matt Castle was our quarterback, and we played here with the Titans well. So he was the quarterback. He dropped back on the play, and I wasn't open, but he was about to get hit, so he kind of threw the ball to me, and I knew I was going to get hit. Like one of those plays you said, I was going to get hit, so I might as well catch it. So when I caught it, Ed Reed hit me so hard, I ran off. I made the catch, but I went to the sideline, and I know, when you get a big hit put on you, the cameras are all in your face. Everybody wants to see you and all that. So I knew that I couldn't move my mouth, but I couldn't feel the left side of my chest. It was hurting that bad. So I whispered to my coach without moving my mouth. I said, "Hey, coach," and he was like, "Yeah." I said, "I can't feel my chest." And he was like, "Do you still want to play?" I said, "Yeah, just get me to the locker room, right?" So we get to the locker room. They gave me a shot of, I think it was like Novocaine or something. He just numbed it up completely, but I was still able to play. So after that game, I went to he came to me at the end. He was like, "Hey, little fella, hey man, they need to give you the ball more, man. But hey, you want to be a hell of a player? Keep doing what you're doing." I said, "Man, listen, you probably hit me the hardest I've ever got hit in all my years and days of playing football. Like even like after that till this day, that's the hardest I've ever been hit. It's the Ed Reed hit." And the same game, Ray Lewis. This is my time for redemption, right? I have to redeem myself. I get the ball, boom, I make a move at the running back position. Guess who I see? It's me and Ed Reed. So the smart thing to do is make a move, make a miss, get out. Me, on the other hand, the not scared of, I'm going to prove that I'm not small and all this. I went head up, boom, hit him. I went one way, the ball went the other way. So the coach chewed me out on the sideline. So that my rookie year, my first playoff game was the hardest I've ever been hit and the most humiliated I've ever been, because those guys, they put a whooping on me. They really gave me that welcome to the NFL moment. It took all season to get to that moment. So I respect them for that, man. But again, those are Hall of Famers. Those are GOATs. So
yeah, if there's anybody to have it from, it's Ed Reed.
Right.
I mean,
right. So I got a picture in here of both of them just like smashing me. I'm getting folded up. But when my grandkids, when I get older, they be like, "Hey, pop, they hit you hard." I say, do you know who that is? That's Ed Reed. Look, that's a Hall of Famer right there. I played with those guys. Your papa was one of those guys, right? So it's cool, man, just to know that I've lived out a childhood dream, man. And I can still be able to motivate and put that same energy into something else that I love. So I'm just in a good place right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, absolutely. And I don't know that we've got anything else. We really want to thank you for coming on. It was great. Like I said earlier, you don't know how much it means to us, and we just really appreciate you doing this, coming on, talking to us.
Most definitely. I appreciate you guys. The next time when I have my McCluster Fit camp, I'm going to reach out, man. We can definitely get on here and promote it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sounds great.
You know, we'd love to have you back on again.
Oh, yeah, anytime, man. Anytime y'all hit me up, man. Y'all know I'm a approachable person, man. Just hit me in the DMs, man, and give me a call, and I'm your guy.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Man.
For your family and you, and just hope that you have a good one, man.
I appreciate it, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Thank you.
You too.
Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
Tighten up.